Okay, Aries, welcome to your spirit messages for October to November. I am Charlene Lizette. Whether you are new or whether you are returning, a massive thank you to you. Either way, I hope you click subscribe and become a part of our collective. Aries, spirit messages are a little bit different than traditional tarot. Okay, these messages are meant to overlap your monthlies and your weeklies, and they are messages from source, from your angels, your masters, your teachers, your loved ones. Okay, you have the Sun, Justice, and the Eight of Pentacles. I love this energy. For you, Aries, this is a purge. This is a release. This is a letting go here of something that once was very painful for you, once caused you a lot of harm. This is somebody who was very vengeful, very angry, very resentful, and potentially somebody who was a bit on the toxic side, to be honest, or, you know, narcissistic, abusive, that kind of world, okay? And finally, during this period of time, the story shifts, the story evolves, things start changing, the universe starts conspiring to work in your favor. Actually, I should clarify and say that the universe has always been conspiring to work in your favor. But what happens during this period of time, Aries, is that because of your energy shifting, because of you turning around, because of your perspective changing, because of your point of view changing, then the situation in itself also changes. The situation is also evolving. The situation is also transforming. Unbound here, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. Then we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth, it's happening. And then we have birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming new world into being. Please forgive me for my voice. I'm recovering from pneumonia still. I needed to get this message out to you guys tonight for tomorrow uploading. This is beautiful. You've been waiting for this, honey. You've been waiting for this shift to happen. The Sun. You know, like, you know, when things work out and you're finally at this place where you're like, thank you, God. Thank you, universe. Thank you. Like, oh, this is like an alleviation. Like, aha. You know, you have justice here showing up. So cause and effect. Again, this message comes through, and this is my co-host, Raven. Hi. Again, this message comes through as a reminder, okay, telling you that the more that you continue to detach, the more that you continue to let go of the story, the more that you no longer look at yourself as a victim or as, you know, a part of this dynamic, even though this person tries to drag you in so much into it, the more that you release, let go, the more success that you will have, okay? Eight of Pentacles. I think this has been something you've been working really hard towards, Aries. This feels like something that you've been putting a lot of energy into, something that potentially could have felt very draining. Okay, this could have felt like a lot of work. This could have felt like it was never going to end. The cycle continued to repeat itself. And finally, during this period of time, whatever you're doing here is you're releasing, you're letting go. And as you release, as you let go, okay, then the world starts to shift around you. Remember, everything is energy. If you feel stuck around something, if you feel like you're lacking clarity around something, if you feel like you're continuing to repeat the same pattern, learn the lesson, okay? See, what is the lesson? What is the advice of the universe? What is the message here? Sometimes we try and create these big stories around stuff, but really the story isn't that big. The story in the sense of, like, it's not just extravagant, it's not complex, it's not layered, it's not nuisance, it's very black and white. And before I move on to the rest of the reading, I want to share something with you. I was watching this Netflix documentary on these people who are in jail, and one of the people being interviewed, he said that he accidentally killed his girlfriend. He was drunk and had a gun and accidentally shot her. And whether I believe that to be true or not is irrelevant, okay? But I found it very interesting how he was like, you know, what was the lesson there in me taking her being in my life, her positively changing my life, and me taking her life? Well, the lesson to me was very clear. He was into drugs, he was into gangs, he was into alcohol, into illegal stuff. And at that moment when he killed her, whether it was an accident or not, he was drunk, he was under the influence, and he was pointing a gun straight at her. I think you and I can deduct what the lesson is there. And that's what I mean by sometimes it's not complex. Sometimes it's as simple as stop hanging out with those people. Stop surrounding yourself around people who don't respect you. Stop giving people a chance after they show you who they are. Stop, forgiving people when they mistreat you. Stop excusing abusive, poor behavior. Stop continuing to repeat the same pattern, right? Expecting different outcomes. Do you see what I'm saying? Like sometimes the answer is so clear. And so the question during this time, or the work, I guess, that you could do during this time, Aries, is to emotionally detach yourself, emotionally remove yourself, okay, from these, from your environment, if you can, through meditation, through journaling, and ask yourself, what is a behavior, a pattern I keep repeating? What is something I keep doing and expecting different results? How can I view things differently? How can I shift the story? How can I behave in a different way? How can I elevate? How can I evolve? How can I mature? How can I transform? So we have the great severing, Mars, anger, conflict, softening to love. Maybe for some of you, it's about shifting the way that you are viewing this dynamic, this scenario, right? Maybe some of you are still very angry about it. Maybe Source is saying, stop being angry, let go and let God, right? Maybe some of you, instead of having compassion and forgiveness and grace for yourself, you're mad, right? And then we have the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. How can you pray to God? How can you ask God for clarity, right? What does your spiritual ritual look like, right? What's your spiritual hygiene look like? How are you implementing all of these things into your life? And where are the necessary changes required? Ma'am, but for why? I'm just reading. Thank you. Maybe you're like her, where you just, I don't know, snap at things. Gemini. And then we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you are led. And Source turns around and says to you, how much time, if any, are you spending in earth? Are you grounding? Are you going to hug trees? Are you spending time in nature? Are you talking to mother? Are you talking to the trees, to the animals? Are you asking for clarity? Are you doing any of that work? And if you're not doing any of that work, why not? And how can you? This is a beautiful message of you really just slowing down and coming back to nature. And as you do that, trusting, surrendering, letting go, and letting God, things just kind of work out in your favor. It's really beautiful, truly. I'm going to pop this video here all about manifesting money, because I can see that with the Eight of Pentacles, finances may be something that's coming up for you in your life right now. If you want to book a session to get more clarity, guidance in your life, or want to work with me in any other capacity, it's in the description box below. Thank you for your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes. We will see you later, alligators. Peace out.